Hello everyone, I am here to do a demo for the face masks, a little bit of cleaner version so that you can see exactly what I'm doing all laid out right here in front of you. So I've got 3 pieces of fabric right here. I've got 2 pieces of cotton and a piece of muslin right here. So this is my muslin piece, is acting as my filter. Or just additional protection. And then here's a cotton print piece, and here's a cotton with a little bit of a texture for the other side of the mask. It's good to have 2 different fabrics for the front and the back so that you can tell which side has been worn. So that's why I have 2 different sides. So to start, I have these cut out approximately 9 inches by 9 inch square. It's okay if it's a little bit more, then you can just trim once you sew it together, because that seems to happen a lot, especially if I come to the very end of a strip of fabric and it's maybe 10 inches. I kind of keep it like this one looks a little bit too big. I'll just trim that when I get to that step, and I'll show you when. So the first step is, this one I've already sewn. I folded it over and then over again just to create this nice finished edge right here. So that'll be where the pocket is. So I have to do the same to this one. So I've got this folded over, and I'll fold it over again. You can see I've got the right side facing my ironing board, and I folded it together with the muslin. So we're folding the muslin with this top piece of cotton. So we've got this together like this. Next step, I'm not going to go over to my sewing machine. I'm going to show you all of this without my sewing machine and just walk you through. I have all of the finished pieces over to the left of me so I can show you each piece. But I would sew this right here, right close to the edge, just so that it's a finished stitch, just a finished edge and sewn down nicely together. So this would be sewn down together with the muslin. The next step after that is to take your 2 newly sewn pieces, and we're going to place the right sides together. So here are my 2 pieces. We're going to pretend that this one is stitched right here at the top. So then we're going to place them together with the elastic. So this elastic is cut at 7 inches. That's for it to go around your ear. So I put that right at the very top, and I'm going to put right sides facing together. So here are the right sides facing together. You can see right here, this is where the hem is, and here it is on this side. So then I'm going to stitch down here, and then once I get to the bottom over here, I'm going to pull this piece of elastic, and it's going to reach over here, so it'll make a loop. So I'm going to do a loop on that side, and then I'm going to stitch along the bottom right here, insert my elastic again, sew over that, and then finish it up and sew the elastic into the top. So then when I'm done with that step, it's going to look like this. So here are my 2 pieces sewn together. I've got my extra right here that we were talking about. If I flip it this way, I have elastic right here for the ear. I have elastic on this side over here for the ear. So that's all nice in place. Before we turn it inside out, or the right side out now, we have to take care of some of this excess fabric. So here it is, right off the machine. So I'm going to take my scissors. These are my trusty scissors that have cut so many masks, and they're still sharp. And I might treat them to a new sharpening after all of this is said and done. But I'm going to, right now, take some nice fabric scissors, trim your extra fabric off. So that is gone, that's scrap fabric. And now, just so that it lays nice and flat, I'm going to trim the edges. So right here, right next to, right here's where the stitch is, I'm going to trim the corner off so that when I flip it inside out, it's going to sit nicely. At the bottom, I'm going to trim it close to that stitch, and I'm going to cut it in a little bit more here so that when I flip it, the corners will come out nice and clean. Here again, I'm gonna cut so we get clean corners, and again on this last corner. So just dust that on my floor. Now imagine what my floor looks like. Now it's time to turn it inside out and press it. So here we go. We've got some nice clean corners here. Got some extra thread right there. So here it is, inside out. The corners are nice because we cut the extra bulk from it. And now we're going to just press it flat and get ready for, we're going to close in the pocket a little bit more. So here we've got this. This is our finished piece turned inside out. So the next step is we're going to take it back to our machine, and we are going to stitch about 2 inches in on each side here, because we've got this pocket here so you can insert a filter, but we don't want it to open all of the way. We just want to open it a little bit so you can insert your surgical mask or your filter or whatever you have. So we have to stitch in the edges a little bit. So we're going to take it to the machine and stitch in about 2 inches on either side, and it's going to look something like this. So when you open it, I just sewed right along the stitch that was already there from the hem. And it's a little bit off on the back, but that's okay. It serves its purpose as a pocket so that the whole thing isn't opening, just a little bit of it. So we can trim these extra threads if you feel like it. They're just extras. And they're kind of all over the place. Here we go. So the next step after this is creating the pleats and sewing the pleats down, which is the last step. So I've got this piece right here, got the pocket, everything's ready to go. I'm gonna make the pleats. So I just make the pleats like this. I tuck a little bit under so it's folded a bit. And then I take my clips and I clip them. You can pin them if you prefer to use pins. I prefer to use these clips. You can use binder clips if you don't have these Wonder clips or off-brand Wonder clips, and they work the same. So there, I've got 3 pleats on that side, flipped it over, and I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to make 3 pleats. Ooh, that's a big pleat. Here we go. Sometimes I take them apart so that my pleats line up, but sometimes it's tricky to get those pleats to line up just right. Here we go. I know I'm kind of picky. You don't have to be this picky. It serves the purpose no matter how pretty or messy your pleats look. So there you go. We've got that that pinned down. When I put it through the machine, often the pleats will lay different. I go to my machine and I take 3 clips off at a time and send it through the machine right on the edge. Then I flip it around, take these 3 off and send it through my machine. And then we end up with something like this, with some more threads that we get to clip off. But this is a finished product. So you start off with 3 9-inch square pieces of fabric and 2 7-inch pieces of elastic, or you can do 4 15-inch pieces of bias tape, twill tape, ribbon, whatever you want if you prefer a tie back version of this. And this is what the finished product looks like, with a pocket in the middle for any extra filter that you want to add. So this is it. I hope that this tutorial helped. I hope that you are busy making your own masks, and I hope it was easy for you to follow. Let me know if you have any questions and I'd be happy to help you through it.